Good morning, everybody. I'd like to call to order special magistrate agenda for the city of West Palm Beach. Today's January 6, 2021. Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Keith Davis. I'm the special magistrate appointed by the city to preside over today's agenda. Before we begin, if you'll silence your cell phones so they don't interrupt the proceedings while you're here, that would be appreciated. If you're going to be speaking to me today about any of the matters on our agenda, your testimony needs to be under oath, so I need to swear you in. I can swear everybody in at the same time, so if you will be speaking to me, go ahead. If you're able to, please stand and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do each of you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that your testimony today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can all have a seat. I believe we'll begin with the construction service cases, and after we've handled the construction-related matters, we'll proceed to the sign-up sheet and the respondents who have appeared in person and go through the agenda that way. So once your case is called, though, if you'll come up to the podium to my right, the way each case will proceed is that I'll hear from the city's witnesses first. There may be documents or photographs that are part of the city's record. Those will appear on the screens. You'll have an opportunity to see those documents, ask any questions of the city's witnesses that you may have, and once I've heard the city's case, you'll have an opportunity to tell me anything additional about the case that you feel is important. If you have additional photographs or additional documents that you want me to look at, that would be the time to produce those. Once I've heard everything from both the city and the respondent, I will, in all likelihood, enter an order today that resolves the matter in one form or fashion. So that is how we'll proceed with each of the cases. Let's go ahead and get started.
Matter number 1, CE 2005-0005, 816 LA Kirksey Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Richard Burnell, Building Inspector, Development Services. This is in reference to 816 LA Kirksey, or 15th Street. Originally went to the property to look at windows that were installed without a permit. While I was there, there were workers in the rear structure that they were framing it out. I guess they were doing a remodeling of the rear structure. As far as the, let's see. We had the notice was mailed out on the 27th. It was received on the 27th. The red tag was issued April 27th, and as of now, they haven't complied.
Okay, and how did we get notice of today's hearing?
Excuse me?
How did we get notice to the respondents of today's hearing?
I haven't had any notice from them.
I beg your pardon?
We haven't heard from them.
I understand, but how did the city provide notice that?
Oh, they sent out registered mail,
And
which
the
I said
property
was
also posted,
that
I
was
think you
delivered on
said.
August 27th.
Okay. Do we have anybody here on behalf of the respondent? We do not. With the certified mail and the posting.
I think the owner was a real estate company.
Beg your pardon?
The owner is listed as a real estate company. Realty, 1202 Realty Corporation.
And that is who the notice was sent to?
Yeah, that's who it was sent to.
All right, then I will find proper notice. Anything else on behalf of the city?
No.
What is the relief you're seeking?
I would say $50 a day fine.
How much time do you recommend they be given to obtain the necessary permits and inspections before daily?
You know what,
fines
I would
start?
probably give them 60 days.
How many, 60?
60 days if they can apply with that.
Right.
So
Anything
far,
else?
there hasn't been anything applied for, so
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last thing you said.
they haven't applied for the permit yet.
Okay. All right, anything else from the city?
No, that's it.
All right, and as I said, I did find proper notice based on the testimony. I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow the respondent an additional 60 days to bring the property into compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Matter number 2, CE 20020115, 732 Flamingo Drive.
Morning, my name is Luis Crespo. The violation was for 732 Flamingo Road, work being done without a permit. They have applied for the permit. It has gone to 2 reviews. It is a historical house and it's a front door, so they're waiting for a response from them. And it was certified mail notice and a notice on the door.
All right, so the permits have been applied for at this
Yes,
point?
sir.
But
Yep.
not issued?
Not issued.
Okay.
I suggest 60 days, if not $25 a day fine, and that should be ample time for them to finish their
60 days, and what was the fine you're recommending?
$25 a day. 25.
25, thank you. Sorry. Do we have anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? And your testimony was that notice was provided via certified mail to the owner?
Yes, sir.
All right, I will find proper notice even though the respondent is not present. Anything else from the city?
That's it, sir.
Thank you. Based on your testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 60 days for the respondent to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $25 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Matter number 4, CE 20090162, 422 26th Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Attilio Belisle, Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially cited on September 11th, 2020 for a sanitary sewer and water line installed without permit or inspections, along with the electrical panel and electrical work being done without proper permits or inspections. The property received notice by certified mail and proper posting on site. The permit number 20091099, plumbing permit has been applied for. However, this permit was applied for by a pool contractor. According to Florida Building Code, a pool contractor cannot perform these services. It shall be applied for by a plumbing contractor. That's the end of my testimony, sir.
There no other permits have been applied for?
No, sir.
Electrical is still outstanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your recommendation for a remedy in this case?
30 days to obtain the permits and $100 a day after.
I made 25?
Say that again?
You said 25 per day?
$100 a day.
100, thank you. I'm having trouble hearing everybody today. All right, looks like we have a respondent present. Good
Yes,
morning,
hi.
sir. Let me go ahead and get your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
Yeah, Larry Rowe, 7400 George Avenue, West Palm.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
The sewer and water line were running right through where they took out a tree and put it in the pool. I've been retained by the homeowner to get all these closed out. The electrical service was, I met Brian over there, and they got a final on the electrical. The plumbing permit, I think she has a plumber. We have the permit, it's just under the wrong contractor. It was inspected, and it was a incomplete inspection because they couldn't find a clean out. We've since located the clean out, we've dug it up and found it for them, so we should be able to resolve that pretty quickly.
And the city is recommending that an additional 30 days be granted to get all this into
Yeah, could I
compliance.
do like 45 days, just because they're up north for another couple weeks?
45? Is there any objection?
No objection.
I think we can resolve it in 30, but I don't want to have to come back. And this probably would be resolved if it wasn't for Christmas and the New Year.
Okay,
Everybody kind of disappeared.
I understand. I have no objection to a 45-day period as well.
So the AC is not on here anymore. That's been closed out, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're just talking about the plumbing and the electric.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, sir?
So the electric, being that it's already finalized out,
The electric in
they're over
in
there today doing
question,
another final inspection on the pool part.
the electric in question is not relevant to the pool. If you see on the pictures provided behind here, see right there, Monique, where the electrical, they ran around for new windows being installed, those conduits, and the previous picture, I believe it was. Go to the previous one. Okay, go down. Keep going. Keep going. That's the sanitary sewer. That's the water. That's the water. That's
So
the
the
new
water,
AC.
the water's fine and the sewer's fine. You just want a permit for it.
Keep going. All right, that's the new, that panel right there was replaced without any permits. And there's a line going to the new air conditioner. The air conditioner was permitted, however, the panel was not. Keep going down.
So you know that they did a service change, right? They just passed a
going.
final on a service change there.
For the back house.
No, for the front house, right
And
next
there's
to the new air
there's the remaining electrical in the back of the building. That's it right there. So all the electrical and plumbing that was done and performed shall be permitted.
So on this 2010-1111, that electrical, where they changed out the panel and put overhead to underground, and it passed inspection the other day, this needs to be added to that, or,
Yes, all work that they did needs to be included.
okay?
All right, anything else?
I think we're good. 45 days would be awesome.
I don't have any problem with 45 days.
Yeah.
Anything else from the city?
No, sir.
All right. In this case, I will find proper notice with the certified mail and the posting. The respondent's contractor is also present. I will find, based on the testimony, that the property remains in violation as cited. I will allow an additional 45 days for the property to be brought into compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Matter number 12, CE 20030293, 1101 8th Street.
Morning, Dan Kempa, Building Inspector, City of Westmoreland. 1101 8th Street was cited for window replacement and air conditioning replacement with no permits and inspections. Owner was notified by certified mail and property posting. And if there's no one here to represent this property, city would recommend 30 days to comply with Florida Building Code, and after that, $100 a day penalty.
All right, thank you. Do we have anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? I will find proper notice, though, with your certified mail and your posting. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation to allow an additional 30 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 13, CE 20030295, 4104 Temple Street.
Good morning.
Morning. Whenever you're ready.
4104 Temple was cited for air conditioning changeout with no permits and inspections. Owner was notified by registered mail and property posting. and owner is here.
What relief is the city seeking in this case?
Pardon me?
What's your recommendation for a remedy?
I'd like to hear from the respondent before.
Fair enough. Good morning, ma'am. Why don't you tell me your name and address, please, and then you can tell me about the case.
My name is Christian Jean Baptiste, 4104 Temple Street, West Palm Beach, 33407.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead.
When we bought the house on December 22nd, 2018, we have an inspection. When we got the letter, we come in here, so we buy the house with the air conditioner. We don't do any work after. I have inspection paper on here, but they say if I have it, we can bring it, they can look into that, find out who put it. So until we come in, we can have like, if you can give us 60 days to find somebody to pour the permit out for us, we'll be okay. That's
So you're saying that when you purchased the house, this
yes,
work
the
had
air
been done
conditioner
before
was
you
there. I
bought?
have inspection paper right here.
Okay. All right, let me come back to the city. Does 60 days sound reasonable?
Yes, city has no objection to 60 days.
Nor do I, ma'am. I'm happy to give you the 60 days.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
I think that's it, because even when we bought the house with the air conditioner, we can find out exactly who put the air conditioner. But that's why the city tell us, when we find the inspection paper, bring it, they're gonna find out who do it. But I have it with me. I don't know if you want to look at it.
All right. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last thing you said.
I say, I have the inspection paper with me. If you want to look at that for me, I'd be happy.
I'm
but if
happy to
not-
look at them if you'd like me to. I don't need to. I'm happy to
Okay,
give you
how
the
about-
60 days that you're
Okay.
asking for. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, on 60 days, I can find somebody to put the
All right.
permit for it.
Then in this case, we do have proper notice. Respondent is present at today's hearing. Based on all the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'm going to allow 60 days for the respondent to bring the property into compliance with the AC permitting and inspections. And thereafter, do you have a recommendation on a daily fine?
$50 a day.
$50 per day. I think that's reasonable. If you don't get it done within the 60 days, though, daily fines of $50 per day will start to accrue. So please,
Okay.
get on
thank
it right away so you can make sure you get it done in the 60 days.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Matter number 14, CE 20030381483 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard.
This property was cited for installing a prefab shed on the property. Owner was notified by registered mail and property posting. The city would recommend 30 days to comply, or $100 a day fine.
Just so I'm clear, the shed would be okay as long as it's permitted.
As long
and
as it's
passed
zoned and permitted,
It's
correct,
not, there's no zoning problem, like it can't be there at all.
correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Is there anybody here on behalf of the respondent for this case? I will find proper notice with the certified mail and the posting, even though the respondent is not present. Based on the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I will accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Matter number 47, CE 20110183517 Windsor Avenue.
Morning.
Morning.
3570. Ray Leon, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 3517 Windsor Avenue was initially cited on 11/17 of 20, with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 11/19 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 11/19/20 to the owner's property appraiser's mailing address, along with the registered agent's Sunbiz address. Property was cited for 105.1, FBC 110.3, 18106B, 18106K, 18162A, 2232A, 18215B, 7434A1J, 94-482A, 94-487B5, and 9471-C. No contact has been made with the owner, but 94-482A and 94-487B5 has been complied. Special magistrate overgrowth at this property poses a potential threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the community by being a possible haven for rodents, pests, vermin, etc. Therefore, the city requests 10 additional days to come into compliance with 18106B, 18106K, and 18215B, or abatement. All other violations, the city requests an additional 45 days to come into compliance, or $250 per day, until compliance is achieved.
What is the building permit and inspections for?
The fence that was installed in the front of the property without a permit.
All right, let me hear from the respondents. Good morning. If you can tell me your names and addresses, and then you can tell me about the case.
Hi, I'm Chan Kodesh, 950 Peninsula Corporate Circle. I'm the property manager.
Okay?
Bruce Schmidt, 3517 Windsor Avenue, resident or leasee, I guess you would say.
Having a hard time hearing you, sir.
Bruce Schmidt, 3517 Windsor, leasee, I guess you would say, or I rent from the owner.
He's the tenant.
All right, you're the tenant who's living there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
Regarding the rental license, I just paid the rental license. I have the receipt here.
Okay,
So I guess we're waiting for inspection.
that's typically the process, yeah.
So.
Okay, so
regarding the
the,
rental license.
was the city aware that the?
I was not aware, but I can do the
And what-
inspections.
And
We
when
can-
did
we
that
can-
happen?
We can coordinate a time. Mhm.
This morning.
Oh, okay, so
I
just-
had COVID for 3 weeks, so I'm
Got it.
just back.
Okay,
So then if I could start with the fence. The fence has been there for 3 years. I complied with city compliance, which is it's under 48 inches. There's no spikiness on the top, and it's within the owner's property lines. At that time, when I called the city, there was no requirement for having a permit, and I complied with sizing and property line requirements. So why is this an issue now, 3 years later?
I spoke to a plant,
go ahead and come back, go ahead,
Yeah.
you can address that.
with the fence, I spoke to a plans examiner, and they stated that they did need a permit, or they needed a letter from the chief plans examiner stating that they don't need a permit. I didn't have anything on file, so I can speak to them afterwards.
Okay.
Yep.
Is,
So I don't have a trailer on the property. I had it there for a couple days while I was cleaning. There's boards in the back that are for covering up when the storms come. I have nowhere else to put them. That's not building materials, that's to cover the windows from the storm.
and
Is
what
there
is it that
anything
you're
else that
speaking
you-
about?
I'm sorry?
What materials are you speaking about?
I'm guessing he was talking about the boards in the back of the property. They're to cover the windows during the storms. They were on the screen a minute ago. But I don't know if there was anything else he had compliance with or issues.
Yeah, it was the boards.
But you could see, when you or whoever placed the paper there, the grass was 3.5 inches at the time. There may have been some weeds next to the fence that I don't have a weed eater to deal with at the time. I've since gotten, but the grass itself was under code. So I don't know if there's anything else that you need or was a problem.
I can go out there and meet with you at the property.
So is it your testimony that there was a couple pictures back, there was some plywood?
Correct.
That's not
and that-
there anymore, or it is there?
It's still there. It's to cover the windows when the storms come, sir. I mean, don't exactly put that in my living room. It's not building materials. It's no different than shutters.
I'm not sure you can keep it where it is either, though, is.
Where, I mean, if I
Ask
put
the
it on the
city.
other side of the house, you can't walk past the side of the house to get out if there's a fire in the back.
I mean, is-
What would you have me do with it, perhaps, should be my question.
Okay, understood. Let me ask the city, is that appropriate storage for,
It's not.
I-
You know, a shed or somewhere else, it could be discarded or put in a shed if a shed was made or on the property, but it can't be there.
where are we with the garbage can placement?
As of yesterday, it was still on the city's parkway. Pickup was Monday.
As of yesterday, what happened?
It was still on the side, right where it was.
The garbage?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's 2 tenants at my property. I can only cover half of the,
I got you.
No. We'll take care of it.
Okay. And then, is there anything else that either of you folks would like to tell me about this case?
besides throwing the boards away, was there anything that I needed to do for him? I think we were settled. Am I mistaken?
Okay, so, I mean, quite honestly, my biggest concern, and what was not even really talked about, I mean, the overgrowth is I agree with the city based on the evidence I'm looking at, that is clearly a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare.
That has since then been resolved, sir.
Well, then they can come out and inspect it, but based on, unless you have a photograph that you can show me right now.
Not as of present.
Okay. All right, anything else from the city?
No, sir.
Okay, then, in this case, I do find proper notice. I will find that property has complied with 94-482A and 94-487B5. Based on the testimony, I'm going to reserve ruling on the 105.1 and 110.3. I'll let you investigate that a little further, and
Yes.
if you need to bring that back, you can bring it back. If
Okay.
if it's okay, then that would be great. But if it's not, and a permit is required, by all means, I'll reserve jurisdiction on this case to hear that violation issue again. In terms of the other remaining violations, I will find that the property remains in violation of the other code sections cited in the notice. I find that the violations for 18106B, 18106K, and 18215B constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. Respondent has testified that that's been taken care of, so I'm going to allow 10 days for an inspection to occur or to make sure it's been complied, but after that, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate that violation, and assess those costs if it still remains. For the remaining violations, tell me again what your recommendation was.
45 days or $250 per day.
I'll allow the 45 days. Will the 45 be enough?
It was going to be 45 because of a permit was required because of the pandemic. They're moving kind of slower, so.
Well, that's my concern. I want to make sure that there's, for the rental license inspections to occur, that 45 days is enough time to get that done.
It should be, and especially since she already did the rental license portion, as stated, half of the violations are cured. So 45 should be more than enough time for any types of, for compliance for everything else.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excuse me,
Yep.
because we need to do the investigation, if we can do it or we cannot, can we get 60 days just to be on the safe side, that we can
Do you
investigate
have any
that
objection
and
to
then
60 days?
do
No
the
objection.
permit just in case?
That's fine.
Thank
I
you.
think that's reasonable as well. I'll go ahead and allow 60 days for compliance on the
Thank you.
on the rental license, and this is going to get complicated because I don't think 60 days is necessary for the garbage can placement or the outdoor storage. You're going to be able to Are you following? You keeping up? Okay. So, 10 days on 18106B and K and 18215B. It's going to be 60 days for 18162A and 2232A. And it's going to be 10 days for outdoor storage 9471C and garbage can placement 7434A1J. And I'm reserving ruling on 105.1 and 110.3. And if you need to bring those back on the next agenda, that's fine. Did that get it all?
That's it.
And if, so on the 10-day, city's authorized to abate if that's required after the 10 days and assess the costs. On all the others, I'm going to do a $100 per day, not $250. I'll go to $100 per day if any of those deadlines are not met. Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody keep up with that one?
You got it.
Great. Thank you very much.
This is a special order, so I'm gonna have to mail it to you, okay?
Okay, that's fine. Can I give you a mailing address? Because
I have,
it looks like it was returned, so.
I have a 21. Matter number 25, CE 20110239, 817 43rd Street.
Good morning, Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 817 43rd Street was cited on 11/21/20. The property in City Hall were posted on 11/24/20, and certified mail was sent on 11/23/20. The property was cited for 18-103C, 18-162A, 22-32A, 74-4-B, 94-302A4. I've had contact with the tenant. I've also had brief contact with the owner. All violations remain. The city is asking for an additional 30 days or $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
What are the, what's 74-4-B, the bulk goods? What are we talking about there?
You said 74-4-B?
Yeah, the bulk goods. I'm
Okay,
just
so
looking
that's for I think it's like a stove or refrigerator, some sort of appliance that's being stored outside. But you should see, there it is.
Okay. Got it. All right. Yes, sir. Let me get your name and address, and then you can tell me about the case.
Lawrence T. Harris.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead. You can tell me about the case. What would you like to tell me?
It's not my fence, first of all. Second of all, I have a problem with the inspectors. First of all, the people that's living there, I'm not getting a rental. It was a temporary thing. They was on the street, and I let them move there. They have since been being evicted. I was working on the place when they went in there. They just needed a place to stay temporarily. When I spoke to her, she said call a supervisor, because she and I have differences of opinion, which it doesn't matter. So that's the issue. The issue is that I'm closing it down. They got to move.
Excuse me. So that I understand, there's nobody living in this property at this time, nobody renting it?
I'm a victim. It's a slow process because of the virus.
But you're not renting the property to anybody at this time, is that right?
Sir, the people were staying there temporarily. They're not paying me, so I'm evicting them.
Let me ask again, I understand what you said. Right now, you're not renting it to anybody, is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Excuse me again. And you're saying that the fence is not yours, it's your neighbor's?
Not my fence, it's the neighbor's.
Okay.
Second of all, I removed the white goods. I didn't know you couldn't have a refrigerator in the backyard, but I did do that. I did move that. All those cars are theirs. Since I've had 2 of them moved, the Mustang, those are not my cars. Listen, the city has to do their job. Okay, I asked to get the cars moved. They said they couldn't move them long they had a tag. I've done my part. That stuff, that's not my stuff. I wouldn't allow that. That stuff there is inside the house.
So,
When they moved in there, I told them that I was working on the house. The city had cited me previously about doing some work there. That's what I was doing. But I'm a humanitarian, so I call myself helping them. And that's what I end up with.
what's going on with the interior walls and the ceiling leaks
There was a
and
leak
the
in the
holes?
house. There was a leak in the roof, which I since had repaired. Because it's not leaking, I just haven't painted it and other stuff.
So that's been repaired, but the city still needs to inspect that if in fact it has been repaired.
But that was an old leak.
Let me come back,
Magistrate, I had contact with the tenant, and I spoke with the tenant yesterday. He's still living at the property. And as far as I know,
let me stop you there. So there is a tenant,
There is a tenant. I
So
spoke with
there-
him yesterday.
so there is a tenant in the property.
Yes.
Sir, let me try that one more time. I started the eviction. I was out of town for 4 months. When I came back, I told them they had to move. I found a violation that she had written. I called her. She didn't want to talk to me because she and I have personal problems. So I called her supervisor. He told me, well, you need to clean up it, and I started cleaning it up. That's what I'm doing at this point. As soon as the city evict, there was a moratorium on putting them out. I don't run the city. I'm just a citizen.
Well, it seems to me you have two ways to handle this. You either need to evict the person or you need to get a rental license.
Well, I'm evicting them. I don't understand why that's not being comprehended. I'm evicted. Do you need to see the papers?
Have you started the eviction proceeding in court?
Absolutely.
Do you have any of the court pleadings that I can look at?
If you allow me to go to my car, bring it to you. I just forgot to bring it. But you can look it up. It's public record.
You said you have the court pleadings?
Yes, in my car.
All right, well, why don't we recess this case and we can do some others while you go get those papers, and then I'll hear back from you when you come back with the papers, and
I
we'll,
have a hearing impairment. Could you forgot my hearing aids today? Because I don't hear nothing she's saying. I really don't want to hear anything.
I'm gonna let you go get the papers that you say you have and come back and show them to me. In the meantime, we'll do some other things,
Okay, I'll do that.
and then we'll continue with this case when you bring me the papers
When would you like for me to bring them?
right now.
Oh,
You
thank
said you had them in your car, so go ahead and get them. All right, we'll continue this one until the respondent gets back with the evidence regarding the eviction. And in the meantime, let's go on to the next case.
Matter number 3, CE 2011-0228, 718 42nd Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Property at 718 I'm sorry. Good morning. Christopher Thompson, City of West Palm, Code Compliance. Property at 718 42nd Street was cited on 11/20/2020. Notice of violation was posted on City Hall on 11/23/2020. Certified mail was also sent on 11/23/2020. Property was cited for inoperable vehicle, trash can placement. There's a commercial trailer on site. There's unpaved parking and outdoor storage. I have made contact with the homeowner. He was out of town. He's requesting an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
That's a good question.
All right, and just for the record, we do not have, do we have any other folks present in the audience? Any other respondents?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. If anybody does arrive late, just get my attention. We'll swear them in and handle that as it happens. But in the meantime, I will nevertheless find proper service with the posting and the certified mail. Based on the testimony and the photographs and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matter number 5, CE 20090193 7944 Via Villaggio has complied. Matter number 6, CE 20070378 Flamingo Drive.
Okay, Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 926 Flamingo, was cited for 94302-A-4, which is fence or wall repair. I actually cited this case on July 22nd, 2020. Certified mail, November 19th, 2020, and the property was posted December 10th, 2020. Contact has been made with the owner of the property, so I'm asking for additional 30 days to comply, or $100 a day thereafter.
And it's that chain link fence there that
Yes,
we're talking about? All right. I will find proper notice in this case with certified mail. I will find, based on the evidence, that the property remains in violation as cited, accept the 30-day recommendation for compliance, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 7, CE 20100123 Park Place has complied. Matter number 8, CE 20110127 State Street.
Good morning, Laura Borso, Code Compliance, City of West Palm Beach. 1017 State Street is a vacant property, and per sections 18-209-A and 18-212C, the owners of vacant properties, whether they have a structure on them or not, are required to register the property with the city or by going through a third party, which is Pro Champs, and paying a $250 registration fee. This requires the owner to post the property with the name and 24-hour contact of the local property manager. Notice for this property was sent on 11/16/20, and the property was posted on 12/4/20. Pro Champs has also attempted to contact the owner twice, once on 5/14/20 and once on 2/13/17. As of 5/21, January 5th, 2021, the owner has not complied with this requirement, and the city is asking that the magistrate find the property in violation, giving an additional 10 days for compliance, or $25 a day until complied.
10 days or $25 a day?
Yes.
Okay. I do find proper notice with the certified mail and the posting. I will find property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow 10 additional days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $25 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 9, CE 20110131 1019 North Rosemary Avenue.
Laura Borso, Code Compliance, City of West Palm Beach. Again, 1019 North Rosemary is a vacant property, and per sections 18209-A and 18212C, the owners of these vacant properties, whether they have a structure or not, are required to register the property with the city or by going through a third party, Pro Champs, and paying a $250 registration fee. This requires the owner to also post the property with the name and 24-hour contact of the local property manager. For this property, 1019 North Rosemary, notice was sent, certified, and mailed on 11/16/2020, and the property was posted on 12/4/20. Pro Champs also attempted to contact the owner on 6/23/20. As of January 5th, 2021, the owner has still not complied with this requirement. The city is asking that the magistrate find the property in violation, giving an additional 10 days for compliance or $25 a day until complied.
Thank you. I do find proper notice. In this case, with the certified mail and the posting, I will find property remains in violation as cited. Having reviewed the evidence and heard the testimony, I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 10 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $25 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matter number 10, CE 2010-0111, 2708 Broadway.
Good morning, Joe Petrick, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This case is in reference to a multi-unit apartment building that was issued a notice of violation via certified mail and posting on December 3rd for a window in disrepair, trash and debris being stored on the property, an on-screen dumpster, landscape in need of restoration, and a parking lot in disrepair. The notice of violation gave the respondent 30 days to comply by repairing the window, screening the dumpster, and to obtain a permit to restore the landscaping and parking lot. 10 days was given to remove the trash and debris. I have not heard from the respondent. As of today, only one code section, 18103E, has come into compliance. The glass on the window has been repaired. The following code sections remain in violation, 18106A. Some of the trash and debris has been removed, however, there still remains some to the rear of the building. There's a couch and some other items to the rear of the building that still remain. The dumpster remains unscreened. The landscaping is still in need of restoration, and no permit has been obtained for that. And 9445E, the parking lot remains in disrepair. It appears some patchwork has been started and some cones are there. However, no permit has been applied for. The city is asking for 30 days for compliance or a $250 a day fine be assessed. The reason for the $250 a day is the property was found in violation on November 2019. There's a lot right next to it for having trash and debris and being overgrown. I did speak with the property owners at that time. This is not the first time I've dealt with the property owners of this particular property.
Understood. You do have proper notice with certified mail and posting. I will make that finding. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I'll find the property has complied with City Code Section 18103E, but remains in violation of all other sections that were cited. I'll accept the recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $250 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matter number 11, CE 2011-0258 Broadway.
Joe Petrick, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This case in reference to an empty lot that has trash and debris, sand piles, overgrowth in areas, and unmaintained vegetation on the empty lot. A notice of violation was issued on December 3rd via certified mail and posting and gave the respondent 10 days to comply by removing the previous mentioned items and to cut and clean the lot. After notice of violation was issued, I was contacted by the lot owner, Grace, who I am familiar with. She owns several properties in the city. We discussed ways to come into compliance. As of today, some progress has been made. She mentioned that she has a handyman working on it. However, there are now trees on the lot that have been hat-racked, and the sand piles still remain. And some of the dead vegetation, palm fronds and such, have been cleaned up, but there's still some more work that needs to be done on that. The property remains in violation of code sections 18106A and 944462. I spoke with Grace again on, the respondent Grace, again on Monday. She said that she could get it all taken care of within 30 days. So we agreed 30 days would be enough time. So the city's asking for 30 days or a $100 a day fine be assessed.
All right, thank you. I do find proper service of the notice with the certified mail and posting. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. Accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matter number 15, CE 20100262, 4200 Temple Street.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On the property of 4200 Temple was cited for inoperative vehicle, landscaping of swale, and outdoor storage. Property was posted December 9th. Certified mail was sent November 16th. Certified mail was received November 18th. I have been in contact with the property owner. As of Monday, all violations still exist on the property. With that being said, city's recommending 30 days to come into compliance or $50 a day till compliance is achieved.
The inoperative vehicle has that temporary tag. Is that expired?
When I spoke to the property owner,
Oh, that's
they claimed
flat
that they
tire
can't get a
there.
tag for the vehicle. They can't store it anywhere. I did let her know that it cannot be stored on the property, and it's still residing there. They have began starting to sod the swale, but it has not been completed. So that's why I'm asking for the 30 days to see if they can get it all completed.
I see, okay. I will find proper notice in this case with posting in the certified mail. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find property remains in violation as cited, and I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply, and thereafter assess daily fines of $50 per day until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 16, CE 2011-0112, 2161 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 205.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On November 2nd, the business at 2161 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Suite 205, was cited for prohibited signs, certificate of use, and business tax receipt. Business was posted December 9th. Certified mail was sent November 3rd. Certified mail was received November 5th. I've been in contact with the business owner. They have submitted an application for the business tax, but inspections have not been completed or payment rendered for this business license. Last week, I made contact with the business owner, advising that payment needs to be rendered for our business license to move forward. As of this morning, no action has been taken. The business has come into compliance with the prohibited signs. City's recommending 30 days to come into compliance or a one-time fine of $250 and $100 a day on the COU.
Thank you. I will find proper notice in this case with the posting in certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I'll find the property is complied with City Code Section 94402-B.1-1 regarding the prohibited sign, but remains in violation of 2232A and 82144. For both code sections, I'll allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed for the violation of City Code Section 2232A, and a one-time fine of $250 will be assessed against the violation of 82-144.
Matter number 17, CE 2011-0242, 1111 Green Pine Boulevard, Unit D2.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On November 23rd, the property at 1111 Green Pine Boulevard, Suite D2, was cited for rental license violation and certificate of use. Property was posted December 3rd. Certified mail was sent November 24th. Certified mail was received December 1st. I have been in close contact with the property owner. They're having a difficult time making contact with the tenant. I tried posting the door with the notice. Still no luck with the tenant. They have submitted the application and paid the fee, but we can't get the inspection conducted because we can't make contact with the tenant. As of Monday, the owner did articulate to me that they are in the process of evicting the tenant. So with that being said, city's recommending 45 days to come into compliance or $200 a day until compliance is achieved.
All right, thank you. I do find proper notice in this case with the certified mail and posting. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation and allow an additional 45 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 18, CE 2011024, 2161 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Unit 310.
Good morning. City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On November 24th, the business at 2161 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, Suite 310, was cited for prohibited signs, business tax receipt, and certificate of use. Business was posted December 9th. Certified mail was sent November 25th. Certified mail was signed for November 27th. I've had no contact with the business owner. The business has since come into compliance with the prohibited signs, but the business tax receipt and certificate of use still remain. With that being said, city's recommending 30 days to come into compliance, or a one-time fine of $250 and $100 a day on the COU.
All right, thank you. I do find proper notice with the posting and the certified mail in this case. Based on the evidence and the testimony, I will find the property is in compliance with City Code Section 94-402-B.2-5, but remains in violation of City Code Sections 2232A and 82144. For both of the remaining code sections that are in violation, I'll allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed for the violation of 2232A, and a one-time $250 fine will be assessed for the violation of 82-144.
Thank you.
Matter number 19, CE 201003999, 5817 Broadway.
Number 25 is back in the room if we want to resume that.
Okay.
Pardon me?
The respondent for number 25 has returned with the paperwork?
Yeah.
If
Okay.
we want to recall that now?
Oh, okay.
Sure.
If we're ready, why don't we recall that one, and then we'll come back to 19.
Recalling matter number matter number 25, CE 20110239817 43rd Street.
All right, we're back on the record with this case. Come on up, sir. Do you have has the city seen the documents yet?
We've seen the filing online. We haven't seen what's in his hand yet, no.
Okay, why don't you show those to Mr. Posner?
No, I'm not dealing with her, sir. She's a
Sorry, sir. If you're, sir, I'm talking to you. You can look up here, please. I'm not going to tolerate that kind of comment in this hearing. Sir, it's my turn to. It is now my turn to talk. This is a hearing that I'm presiding over. I'm not going to tolerate that kind of comment in this hearing. If you're going to proceed to try and participate, you're going to do it under the rules that I set, and you're going to deal with whoever I ask you to deal with, or I will have you removed from the hearing. I'm not going to tolerate that. Don't do it. Don't do it again. Thank you. Has the city had a chance to look at these documents?
Still reviewing it.
Thank you. You can go to the podium, sir.
No objection to the documents.
All right, let me go ahead and take a look at those. For the record, I have a motion for default final judgment in a residential eviction. Regarding the property in question. Sir, do you have any idea when the court is going to rule on this motion? Have you gotten any indication from the court?
I'm not in charge of the government. If I was, it'd be run better.
All right. These look like original documents, so I'm not going to keep them, but I do want to make them part of the record, so we'll need to figure out how to do that. I'm not going to keep your original documents.
I would like for you to return those, I would, because I need them to proceed.
Special Magistrate, I can take down the titles of the documents to make sure that we can print what's on the court's docket.
That sounds like a great idea, so I'll go ahead and give these back, and you can work on that. So we do have a residential eviction in process, so I'm glad to see that.
May I remark on that, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Posner, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Supervisor. We are already aware and would stipulate to the fact that he's filed an eviction. The tenant himself is here. He's been paying rent since July and will be speaking to that effect. And will be speaking to the effect that the eviction is because he made a complaint to code enforcement. Mr. Harris has an extensive history with us, 57 cases over 4 separate properties, 6 current liens on some of these properties totaling over $562,000. When he's cited, he claims the officers are racist and he's not in violation. It's a repeated thing we go through this. He's been cited this time, now he's evicting the tenant. And again, I'd like to have the tenant address you.
Okay,
Can I speak to that?
just a moment. Yes, I'll let you speak to that, but just give me a moment. Yes, sir.
I heard what he said, and every time they've given me a violation, I've appeared before you and I've corrected them. They decide what they're doing, what my tenants do when they don't want to pay. They use you guys to be the police, and I'm not going for that. So all these violations, he says, is for the city to do what they need to do. If they saying I owe them, why I refuse to pay? Because sometimes they accuse me of putting a pile of trash. It was in front of my yard. It wasn't mine. I called them, look, it's not mine. I'm not doing any rehabbing over 550th Street. I got a $300 fine that I'm refusing to pay because it wasn't mine. Why they don't like to work with me? I'm a habitual complainer about the operation of the city. So they use these people as watchdogs to be on my behind. This frog guy rascal right here, I let him, he moved in my house without anything. I didn't even know he was moving in. He moved in, I gave him a break. I said, okay, I'm gonna let you stay, pay. Look and see if he paid. I haven't seen him. He got a woman in there with 3 little kids. It was cold as hell the other day, and I could have put him out. I asked the lady, I said, who are you? Why are you here? David told me. You can go to his house 6 o'clock in the morning. You can go 12 o'clock at night. He's never there. He's like a rat. He comes out late. So I decided to put him out. I tried to help him as an African American, and he turned out to be a pig. I want him out. Whatever you guys decide to do to me, I'll take it. But he has to go. And he used her to go inside of my house. He knew it wasn't completed. And one of the deals he made to me was he was going to, if I let him stay, that him and his friends was going to finish painting and all that good stuff. Why he's here today? Because he don't want to pay and he don't want to be evicted. So it's basically a tenant-landlord problem. The rest of that stuff around there, I'm willing to fix if it's mine. I was a principal of a middle school for 22 years. I understand law, but I don't like to be jacked around by nobody, especially when it's vindictive, and I know when it is. I can smell a rat a mile away. And that's what I want to say. Whatever they want to do about my fines, that's on me. That's on me to pay it, or they leave it, or whatever. That's the way the law goes. But just constantly dicking me, following me around where I own my property, writing me up. I got one fine with a divvy in my fence, a divvy this big. She wrote it up. A mango tree fell on it. And I'm up here, oh wow, you got a divvy in your fence. This is ridiculous. I've had the guy, he's a great guy right there. He comes out, he tried to resolve issues with me. The other day, the other came out, he said, you didn't paint underneath the soffit. I go, that's not bad for the beautification of the city. You got to walk in my yard, look up under the thing to see I painted the place. I did what they told me to do. They told me to move a car. I do it, but I don't move fast enough for them. And that's what pisses me off. So I come down, listen, I came up in the 60s, and I fight for what I think is right. If I'm wrong, I'm man enough to apologize and say, I'll fix it. If I'm right, I'm going to fight for it to the end. And more people need to be like me. That's what I say.
Thank you, sir. Let me ask the city, okay, you've got another witness you want to have testimony from?
It'll just be the, it'll just be the one tenant. But part of what he just said, I want to point out that it may not just be a landlord-tenant problem as he characterized it, but that would be part of the problem, and he himself characterized it as a tenant. And the tenant is here and wishes to speak.
All right, go ahead and tell me your name and address, sir.
David Koontz, 817 43rd Street.
All right, go ahead.
He's right. He did file eviction notice. I agree with that. But the way he's going about it now, and I can let you read on my phone all these threats and stuff he's been sending to my phone as late as last night. He's left threatening voicemails on my phone, which I saved all of them, the voicemails and the text messages.
Good.
And I mean, I'm looking for another place because yes, I do want to move. I mean, it's hard to find a place now with this COVID. So, as far as the car, I told him I'm working on the car. He wants the car, which I won't sell it to him. Cause we built this car from the ground up, me and my stepdad. And that's why I won't sell it. But if he want to put me, I have no problem with that. I've let them see some of the messages that he sent if you would like to see them.
If the city wants to offer those into the record, I'll...
Call the police.
Certainly, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, I think let's go ahead and show whatever you want to show me to Mr. Harris first, and then I'll take a look.
Every one of those are mine. And I mean everything I told him. I told him if I was younger, I'd whoop his ass. I told him, yeah, if I was younger. Listen, sir, I just paid the city.
All right, so hang on. So I'm going to take a look at these, and they'll become part of the record, okay?
Okay, that's beautiful. I emphatically agree with what I said.
So for the record, we're including, and I'm looking at text messages between the respondent and the city's current witness, which is the tenant of the property, that start on Friday, May 29th, and go through Tuesday, which was yesterday, January 5th, 2021. Generally, for the record, there's discussion about rent and eviction and et cetera. We'll just leave it at that. We'll have to figure out a way to make these part of the record, but that is accepted. Go ahead, sir.
Sir.
Well, hang on, actually, let me ask the city, sir, are you finished with your testimony?
Sir? Oh, he's trying to play voice messages as well for you, sir.
Oh, shoot. I had to take it off my head.
Well, hang on, so tell me what we're doing here.
Messages left by Mr. Harris on his phone.
Call you nigga. You just old, poor nigga with no class. I should have never let your ragged ass in there. You have to deal with brothers.
So these are telephone voice messages?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That was all. And I really want to beat your ass, but I'll go to jail. I told him, and I would. I feel like doing it now.
That's enough. Could you let the magistrate know how long you've been there paying rent?
I've been there since July of 2020.
July of 2020 is when you started being a tenant at this
Yes, sir.
property? And you're still a tenant to this day?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
No, sir.
All right, just hang on a minute. Mr. Harris, do you have any questions for this witness that you'd like to ask him?
Sir, like I told you.
Well, right, do you have any questions for this witness, or can I excuse him?
Yeah, I'd like to ask him a question.
Go right ahead.
Ask him why he won't respond.
No, I'm not asking
Okay,
questions. If you have a
Ask
question,
him.
stay at your microphone and you can ask whatever questions you
Sir.
have.
Why won't you respond? I see you leaving. I saw you Saturday in your black truck going to Riviera Beach. I ran you down and got your tag number because I plan to recoup what you have not paid me. He been in there July. Look how many months I left in October. I left in October. I called him, said you don't know the people next door. Why you won't respond to none of my calls? I wouldn't want to whoop your ass if you would respond.
Okay,
If my kids act right, I don't whoop them. When they act wrong, I punish them. You will not respond. You're using the COVID virus. You work every day. You refuse to pay me. You went into a buck. You had my money, but you had called the city on me, hoping that they would delay your eviction. You called Buck and told him Buck came right to the house and told me you had paid. I was in Tennessee.
All right, Mr. Harris, I need to give, sir, I think the question is why have you not responded to him? I think if you can answer
I don't
that.
respond to him when he called me because it's everything negative, and I don't even want to respond to no negativity.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Harris?
He's lying like a dog.
Do you have any other questions?
Why are you sitting here telling a lie? You know why? Did you have permission to put a woman with 3 children in the house with no heat, and the place is such a mess? You said it's road. Why would you put somebody in? Who is she?
If I'm renting the house, I'm allowed to put any woman in there I want to, and that is not one of my women. That is my niece and her kids.
Well, you never told me that, did you?
I don't have to tell you that.
Sure you do, because your lease
All right,
says
all right, gentlemen,
Sure you do.
Gentlemen.
Your lease says just you. It only says it is occupied by you.
Mr. Harris, I am not going to sit here and listen to this back and forth arguing
Well, you
between the
don't want
two of
to
you.
ask
That's
him a
not what
question.
I'm here for.
All I just wanted to do was move, sir.
Do you have anything else you'd like to tell me about the code enforcement case?
No, I mean, what she wrote, I'm working on it. It's not my fence.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, number two.
I have a question for the city on the fence. Mr. Harris has testified it's not his fence. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? And
The fence is the fence in the backyard and on the side, so it is his fence.
It is the fence,
Yes.
not just on
And
the
you
side
can-
property
yes,
line,
you
but
can
going
see the
across the
pictures.
back?
It's in the rear and on the side, so it is his fence.
And let me just, can you pull up the pictures of the fence in question so I can see it?
So that's on the side.
It's not my fence.
Yeah.
That stuff there is inside the house. That's where he called her, because the city will not go in your house unless somebody allowed them in there. So he called her to allow her in there to see the infractions. Like I said, I just put a roof on the part that was leaking. I didn't get around to pay, because he moved in without my permission. He didn't tell you that. He was in there with milk and crap all over the place. Rats ate him. So he came to me like a man. He said, work with me. I did. At the end of the day, boom, he turned out like a scarlet dog. He been hiding. You can't find him. I got witnesses. If he talked to me like a man, I would work it out with him.
Thank you. I need you to stop talking for a minute.
Just tell me to stop. Stop.
Do we have a picture of the fence going across the backyard?
That's not my fence either.
So it looks like there's a chain link, and then behind the chain link,
Chain link is mine.
So the neighbor has a chain link, and there's a wooden fence in front of the chain link. So the chain link would be the neighbor's fence, and the wooden fence is on Mr. Harris's side.
okay.
Get a surveyor.
All right. Final comments, Mr. Harris. What last things do you have to tell me?
If they want me to knock down the fence, the people fence on the side, I'll knock down. The people sue me, I'll be coming towards the city. I have no problem knocking down. Listen, sir, every day I walk from 49th Street down to 30th Street. Constantly, I pick up trash. I love the city of West Palm Beach. I really do, because it's a nice place to live. I'm one of these kind of community people that try to do what, if I got violations, let me fix. Don't tell me to call your supervisor because you don't want to talk to me. Then quit your job like I used to tell my teachers. They don't like the kids, quit, okay? But it's her job to deal with me before we come here. But they don't like my tone. So I have to call the guy right there. He comes out as a professional and speak to me about it. I don't like to be dogged by anybody. And I'm telling you, I knew Natalie way before this, when she worked for inspections, right? And then I had a conversation, and that's why I made my opening statement. She cannot moderate the mentality of the black community because she lived well and the rest of us lived bad. And we had that conversation. Okay, so when she found out on my first violation, when she found out it was me, she said, oh, it could not be you. And we've had these issues. Now, whatever I need to do to rectify this, that's why I'm here before you. I got other things to do. So whatever you tell me I need to do to correct this, I'm going to do it. But I would appreciate Natalie not coming, because there's a conflict like a dog and a cat, and it ain't gonna be resolved with me and her, because she don't want to talk to me.
Objection, magistrate, it's outside the scope of this hearing what officer is assigned to that area of the city, and we don't allow property owners to decide who the officer is, and anybody that's ever cited him has been accused of being racist, so it's really not going to matter who we send.
And by the way, we're not here about all the cases he's talking about. We're here about 817. That's it. The rest of this stuff, you guys have resolved that. You can't keep going. I don't complain about slavery. It wasn't right. But I move on. I want to only deal with 817. Whether my attitude is bad, no, that has nothing to do with the violations. And we want to keep it like that.
All right, thank you. Anything else from the city?
Nothing else, Your Magistrate.
Just one other thing, Magistrate, we're also aware of this speaks to the rental license issue, of another eviction he's filed for one of the other 4 properties that also doesn't have a rental license. This is the 10th time he's been cited for a rental license violation.
That's not part of this case, though, is that right? That'll be.
No, that's just, speaks to the history of rental violations with this particular one.
Thank you. All right. and-
Magistrate, one more thing, I'm sorry. This property has been cited for rental license as well, but the rental license was never applied for. And at that time, the property was turned over to chronic nuisance, so there wasn't a tenant there at that time, but there was a previous case for the same issue with the rental license.
Okay.
Can I respond to that? I decided to sell it.
Okay, thank you. All right, first and foremost, I find proper notice in this case. Mr. Harris is present at the hearing. He has had, probably, I've been more than gracious in hearing everything that's been said.
Yeah, you've been professional.
Based on the testimony, and I want to spend a few minutes on this, the evidence is clear that there is a violation of 18103C. At the very most, if repairs have been made, they've not been inspected, so that would need to happen. So I do find that remains in violation. On 18162A and 2232A, the testimony and the evidence is very clear to me that there is a tenant in the property, and then that there's no rental license or certificate of use. The tenant appeared, the tenant testified, the respondent himself produced court papers evidencing a pending tenant eviction. So it's very clear to me that the property is also in violation of 18162A and 2232A. There's no uncontroverted testimony about 74-4-B. There's photographic evidence of the bulk goods being improperly stored in the exterior of the property. On 94302A4, I hear Mr. Harris indicate initially that the fence is not his, and then at the end of the hearing, him testify that he will remove the fence if that's what needs to happen. So, and the photographs seem very clear to me that the fence is surrounding this property. So I am also finding the property remains in violation of 94302A4. Whoever deals with this property on behalf of the city is not my business, and I would never presume to tell the city how to conduct its business. And whatever staff and code enforcement officer handles this is who handles it. In my experience, I've never been exposed to a city staff member who's been less than a consummate professional, and I will put that on the record to be very clear. I'm going to accept the city's recommendation, allow 30 days for compliance. If compliance is not achieved within 30 days, daily fines of $250 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, about the $250.
Yes, sir.
I told you I had a hearing impediment.
All right, I think we're back to agenda item number 19. Good afternoon, sir. Or good morning, it's still morning.
You want me to recall it? I'll call it again. Matter number 18, CE 20100399, 5817 Broadway.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on October the 29th. Certified mail was sent October the 30th. Certified mail was received November the 4th. This property was cited for 82-144, 82-106, 18-106B, 105-1, 18-106G, 18-103B. Compliant violations were 18-106G, Remaining violations are 82-144, 18-106A, 18-106B, 105-1, 18-103B. The city is requesting 30 days additional or $100 per day after.
So the exterior paint has complied?
For the parts that they fixed the wood, but they have to fix the other part as well, and they're going to have to paint that as well. So the parts that they did do, yes, it was complied.
So it is, that code section is complied?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I will find proper notice in this case with the posting, or with the certified mail, the received certified mail. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property is in compliance with City Code Section 18106G, but remains in violation of the other outstanding code sections. I'll allow 30 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 20, CE 2011-0189, 5203 North Flagler Drive.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on November the 18th. Certified mail was sent November the 18th. Certified mail was returned. City Hall was posted December the 17th. This property was cited for 105-1, 94-302A-4, 74-34A-1J, and 18-106G. Compliant violations were 18-106G and 74-34A-1J. Remaining violations are 94-302A-4 and 105-1 or .1. I had no correspondence with the property owner. The city is requesting an additional 30 days or $50 per day after.
All right. And it's that wooden fence that's falling down that's the
Yes,
issue?
it's in disrepair on the side.
All right, I will find proper notice with the posting and the return to certified mail. I'll find property has complied with 18106G and 7434A1J, remains in violation of 105.1 and 94302A4. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 21, CE 2011-0209-712 56th Street has complied. Matter number 22, CE 2012-0045 4910 Pinewood Avenue has complied. Matter number 23, CE 2011-0222 932 43rd Street.
Good morning, Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance. 932 43rd Street was cited on 11/19/20. The property was posted on 11/24/20, and certified mail was sent on 11/20/20. The property was cited for 94-302A4, 18-103B, 18-106A, and 94-71C. The property has since complied with 9471C. I've had contact with a representative for the management company. The property remains in violation. The city is asking for an additional 60 days for code sections 94-302A4, 18-103B, and $150 per day. For code section 18106A, the city is asking for an additional 15 days or $100 per day.
So you want 60 days on the fence and the roof and walls, and 15 days on the clean and sanitary?
Correct.
What was the daily fine you're recommending?
For the fence and the roof repair, 60 days, $150 per day. For the clean and sanitary, 15 days or $100 per day.
Thank you. I do find proper notice with the posting and the certified mail in this case. Based on testimony and the evidence, I'll find the property has complied with City Code Section 9471C, but remains in violation of all other code sections. For 18106A, I'll allow an additional 15 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved. For 94302A4 and 18103B, I'll allow an additional 60 days for compliance, and thereafter daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 24, CE 201102223 4303 West Terrence Drive is rescheduled. Matter number 26, CE 20120116 945 44th Street.
Natalie Clark, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, 945 44th Street, was cited on 12/9/20. The property was posted on 12/10/20 and certified mail was sent on 12/10/20. The property was cited for 94-482A and 94-71C. I've had no contact with the owner. The property has since complied with 94-482A. 94-71C remains in violation. The city is asking for an additional 15 days or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
And is the outdoor storage all that, all those things in, under the carport?
Yes,
All that stuff?
correct.
Okay. All right, I do find proper notice in this case. I do find, based on the evidence, that the property has complied with 94-482A but remains in violation of 94-71C. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 15 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 27, CE 20100348801 McIntosh Street.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This case was cited October 24th, 2020. Certified mail was sent October 26th, 2020, and signed for October 28th, 2020. In addition, the property and City Hall were posted on October 28th, 2020. This property was cited for permit and inspections required for the hurricane shutters installed, exterior repair roof walls foundation, exterior paint, rental license and certificate of use were expired, and landscape maintenance was not being performed at the property. As of yesterday, the only remaining violations are 18106G for the exterior paint, 18162A, and 2232A. The rental license and certificate of use are still expired. I've had no contact with the owner or any representative for this property. The city's recommending 30 additional days to come into compliance, or the city's asking for a $100 a day fine until compliance is achieved.
So all the building, the roof and the shutters, that's all complied and the landscaping's
Yes,
complied?
the shutters were removed. They fixed the roof right there. They fixed that part, and
So they still need to paint and take care of the rental license and certificate of use?
yes.
Okay. All right, I will find proper notice in this case with the certified mail that was signed for. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property has complied with everything in the notice of violation except 18106G, 18162A, and 2232A. Those three code sections remain in violation. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply, and thereafter assess daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 28, CE 20100349807 McIntosh Street has complied. Matter number 29, CE 20100352820 McIntosh Street has also complied. Matter number 30, CE 20100354803 Selkirk Street.
Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited November 3rd, 2020. Certified mail was sent October 4th and signed for on October 6th, 2020. This property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, trash and debris on the property, dirty, stained mold, mildew on the sidewalk and driveways, excessive growth, exterior paint, garbage can placement, clean up to the center of the right-of-way, vegetative waste, landscape maintenance, and unpaved parking at the property. I've been in contact with the tenant who has taken charge of the property. The owner is out of the country. And as of yesterday, the only remaining violations are 18106G for the exterior paint and 74-34-A-1-J, garbage can placement. The city's recommending 30 additional days. I've been in contact with the tenant. They've had some health problems, but they believe 30 days is enough to finish the exterior paint's the biggest issue. And if not, the city's asking for a $100 a day fine until compliance is achieved.
What do they have to do to comply with the garbage can placement?
They should move it behind the building. They're on a corner street, so it is visible to the public where it is now.
But it's just moving the garbage can, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, I will find proper notice with the signed certified mail. In this case, based on the testimony and the evidence, I'll find the property has complied with all code sections that were cited, except for 18106G, which remains in violation, and 7434A1J, which remains in violation. I'm going to allow, for 18106G, I'm going to allow 30 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day. For 7434A1J, I'm going to allow 10 days for compliance and also $100 per day thereafter until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 31, CE 20110261, 3626 Whitehall Drive, Unit 206 has complied. Matter number 32, CE 20120153, 1700 45th Street.
Good morning, Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was originally cited on December 11, 2020. The certified mail was sent out December 18, 2020. That was returned December 20th, 2020. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on December 23rd, 2020. They were originally cited for 94-272-A. To date, I've had no contact with the owner or any representative of the owner. As of Monday, there's still U-Haul trucks parked at the property, which that's basically what the issue was. There was a slew of U-Haul trucks parked there at the property. They're still there as of Monday. So the city is requesting either 10 days to come into compliance or $250 a day thereafter.
All right, I do find proper notice in this case with the posting and the return to certified mail. Based on the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. Accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 10 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $250 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 33, CE 20120154, 750 Malibu Bay Drive.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This address was cited again December 11, 2020. The certified mail was sent out December 14th, 2020. That was returned December 17th, 2020. The property was hand-delivered to the property manager, as well as City Hall posted, on December 23rd, 2020. They were originally cited for 18-106I and 18-106A. I've had no contact with the owner since then. The city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance or $500 a day fine thereafter.
Is it consistently that condition?
Yes.
All right.
Since taking over this zone, this would be the third time that I've cited them. And the previous code officer, Officer McFarland, has also cited them numerous times. They always come into compliance just before whatever compliance date is set, and then it goes back to the condition that it's in now.
All right, you kind of got the trifecta for notice. You got the return certified mail, hand delivery, and posting, so you definitely have proper service. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I do find the property remains in violation of 18106I and 18106A. Based on the evidence that I'm looking at, that I'm going to make an additional finding that this is a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. I'm going to allow them 5 days to comply, and thereafter there will be daily fines of $500 per day, but I'm also going to authorize the city after the 5 days to enter the property, abate those violations, and assess the costs at your discretion.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Matter number 34, CE 20120158401 401 North Ware Drive.
Good morning, Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on December 11, 2020. Certified mail was sent out December 14th, 2020. That was received December 15th, 2020. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted on December 23rd, 2020. I've had no contact with the owner of the property. They were originally cited for 34-102-A, 74-34-A-1-J, and 94-71-C. To date, all violations are still present on the property. The city is requesting at the 10 days, an additional 10 days to bring the property into compliance, or $150 a day thereafter.
I will find proper notice in this case with the posting and the returned certified mail. Based on the evidence, I do find property remains in violation 34-102A, junked and abandoned vehicles. Actually, I'll just say in violation as cited in the notice with all three code sections. I'll accept the city's recommendation for 10 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $150 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you, sir.
Matter number 35, CE 2009017 720 South Sapodillo Avenue, Unit 303.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. Service was accomplished by certified mail, which was signed for on 9/11/2020. I've had no contact with the property owner. Verification of occupancy was verified by the front desk of this condo unit. The city is requesting 30 days to come into compliance, or $200 a day thereafter.
All right, you have proper notice with the signed certified mail. Based on the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 36, CE 2011019 1210 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard.
This property was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. The property was posted on 11/19/2020. Certified mail was signed for on 11/23/2020. It is a repeat violation of case number CE 17110472. As of this morning, there is still an outstanding balance of $3,185.73. Being that this is a repeat violation and the condition of this property, the city is requesting $100 a day for each day that it's out of compliance until compliance is achieved.
What day was the repeat violation observed?
It's a repeat. The repeat violation was observed on 11/19.
November 19th?
Yes, sir. That's the very said day I posted the property.
All right, based on the testimony and the evidence, well, first I will find proper notice with the signed certified mail. I will find the property remains in violation as cited, that the violation is a repeat violation based on case number 17110472. I will assess daily fines of $100 per day beginning November 19th, 2020 and continuing until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 37, CE 201201297 750 Malibu Bay Drive.
This property too was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. At the time cited, the property there was a balance of $8,733.12. The property was posted on 12/11/2020. Prior to that, I had gone over to the property and spoke with the property manager, gave them an invoice letting them know that they need to pay before December 1st, before fees are added to the current balance. The $8,700 was paid on 12/17. However, there's still a balance of $1,746.63, which is the penalty as of this morning. So the city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance, or $100 a day thereafter.
10 days and $100 per day?
Yes, sir.
And all they have to do is pay that balance?
All they have to do is pay.
I will find proper notice. Based on the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation. As cited, I'll allow the additional 10 days to pay the outstanding balance to bring this into compliance, but thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 38, CE 20120130, 3601 South Dixie Highway.
This property, which is a grocery store and fresh fruit vendor, was cited for failure to obtain, renew its business license and certificate of use. I'm sorry. Property was posted on 12/11/2020. There's a balance of $4,056.71 as of this morning. The city is requesting a one-time fee of $250 for 82-144 and $100, 10 days to come into compliance, and $100 a day thereafter on the certificate of use.
Thank you. I will find proper notice in this case. I will find the property remains in violation as cited. For 82-144, I will assess a one-time fine of $250. For 2232A, I'll allow 10 days for compliance. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 39, CE 20120188, 700 South Rosemary Avenue, Unit 124.
This business, Anthropology Incorporated, was cited for failure to renew its business tax receipt and certificate of use. The property was posted on 12/15/2020. Certified mail was signed for on 12/17/2020. As of this morning, there's a balance of $2,039.61. The city is requesting a one-time fee of $250 for 82-144, which is the business tax receipt, and 10 days to come into compliance with the balance, or $100 a day thereafter on the certificate of use 22-32A.
Thank you. I will find proper notice with the signed certified mail and the posting. Based on the testimony and evidence, I will find that the property remains in violation as cited. I'll allow 10 days to comply with 2232A. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved, and I'll assess a one-time $250 fine for the remaining BTR-related violations.
Thank you.
Matter number 40, CE 20100430, 614 LA Kirksey.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on October 31st. Certified mail was signed for on November 6th. Property and City Hall were posted November 12th. Property was cited for 94482A, 34102B, and 94487B1. I've had no contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 15 days for compliance, or $50 a day until compliance is achieved. I'm sorry. They also complied with 34102B. Oh, that's the wrong case.
All right, I do find proper notice with the signed certified mail and the posting. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property has complied with 34102B but remains in violation of the other cited code sections. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 15 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $50 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Matter number 41, CE 20110099, 1930 North Dixie Highway.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited November 10th. Certified mail was sent on November 16th. Property and City Hall were posted November 20th. Property was cited for 1806A, 74-483, 18215B, 74-4C4, 74-4C5. I've had no contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 3 days for compliance or abate.
I just want to see the picture of the right-of-way obstruction.
Right there where you see all the trash is just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. I do find proper notice in this case. I find the property remains in violation as cited. I will find that those violations, based on the evidence, the photographs clearly show that they constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. I will allow the respondent 3 days to comply thereafter. The city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess those costs.
Matter number 42, CE 20110156, North Dixie Highway.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited November 16th. Certified mail was received on November 19th. The property and City Hall were posted November 20th. This property was cited for 18116A, 18215B, 5486A, 74-483, 74-4C4, and 74-4C5. I've had no contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 3 days or an abate order. They're right next to each other.
These look strikingly similar. All right, again, I will find proper notice with the received certified mail and the posting. I will find the property remains in violation as cited and that those violations constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. I will allow the respondent 3 additional days to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess the costs.
Matter number 43, CE 20110161, 2010 North Dixie Highway.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on November 16th. Certified mail was received on November 19th. The property and City Hall were posted November 20th. Property was cited for 18116A, 18215B, 5486A, 74-483, and 74-4C5. I've had no contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 3 days or abate order.
And we'll find proper notice with the received certified mail and the posting. Is all that overgrowth back there part of the,
Yeah, everything in the back, all the overgrowth is all a part of the property.
okay. Based on the testimony and the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I will find that the violations constitute a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare. I'll allow the respondent an additional 3 days to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess the costs.
Matter number 44, CE 20120002, 22nd Street.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on December 1st. Certified mail was sent out December 2nd. Property and City Hall were posted December 9th. This property was cited for 18116A, 18116B, 18214A, 18265, 74-483, 74-4C4, and 74-4C5. I've had no contact with the property owner. At this time, the city is requesting an additional 3 days for compliance or abate.
All right, in this case, I am going to find proper notice. Based on the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. On 18214A and 18265, I'm not sure those are health, safety, welfare violations, the boarding certificate and painting the boards. But all the others I do find to be in violation, that those violations do constitute public health, safety, and welfare concern. So for all of those, I will allow the respondent 3 days to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess the costs. For the 18214A and 18265, I'll allow the respondent 30 days to comply, and thereafter, daily fines of $250 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 45, CE 20110134, 830th Court.
Ray Leung, City of West Palm Beach, code compliance. 800 30th Court was initially cited on 11/13 of 20 with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 11/19 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 11/16 of 20. Property was cited for 18162A, rental license required, and 2232A, COU required. No contact has been made with the owner, and the violations still remain. Special magistrate, the city requests an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or $200 per day until compliance is achieved on the COU.
All right, we'll find proper notice with the posting in the certified mail. Based on the evidence, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 46, CE 20110135828 35th Street.
Ray Leung, City of West Palm Beach, code compliance. 828 35th Street was initially cited on 11/1 of 20 with the notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 12/14 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 11/16 of 20. Property was cited for 18106J, 18106A, 18106B, 18215B, 744C3, and 744C5. Contact has been made with the owner, who is working to comply all violations but requested more time. Special magistrate, the city requests an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. I will find proper notice with the certified mail and the posting in this case. Based on the evidence and testimony, I will find property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation for an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $200 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 48, CE 201102217 808 31st Street.
Ray Leung, City, West Palm Beach, code compliance. 808 31st Street was initially cited on 11/19 of 20 with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 12/7 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 11/20/20. Property was cited for 105.1, permit required, and FBC 110.3, inspections required. No contact has been made with the owner, and the violations remain. Special magistrate, the city requests an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
So the white fence was put up without a permit?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, I will find proper notice. I will find the property remains in violation as cited. I'll accept the city's recommendation and allow an additional 30 days to comply. Thereafter, daily fines of $100 per day will be assessed until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
Matter number 49, CE 20110268750 27th Street.
Ray Leung, City, West Palm Beach, code compliance. 750 27th Street was initially cited on 11/30 of 20. Notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 12/7 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 12/1 of 20. Property was cited for 18106A, 18106B, and 18215B. No contact has been made with the owner, and the violations remain. Special magistrate, the overgrowth on this property poses a potential threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the community by being a possible haven for rodents, pests, vermin, etc. Therefore, the city requests 10 additional days to come into compliance or abatement.
I do find proper notice in this case. I do find, based on the evidence, that the property remains in violation as cited. I agree that those violations, based on the photographs, constitute a threat to public health, safety, and welfare. I'll accept the city's recommendation, allow a respondent 10 days to comply. Thereafter, the city is authorized to enter the property, abate the violations, and assess the costs.
Thank you.
Matter number 50, CE 201102272 1066 36th Street.
Ray Leung, City, West Palm Beach, code compliance. 1066 36th Street was initially cited on 11/30 of 20 with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 12/7 of 20. Certified mail was sent on 12/1/20. Property was cited for 18162A, 2232A, 105.1, and FBC 110.3. No contact has been made with the owner, and all violations still exist. Special magistrate, the city requests an additional 30 days to come into compliance with 18162A and 2232A, or $200 per day, and an additional 45 days for 105.1 and FBC 110.3, or $100 per day, until compliance is achieved.
What did we do without a permit in this case?
It's in actually the advertising of the property. It is for the new AC.
The new AC?
Yeah. Go back, keep going. Go to the first one. Yeah. Yeah, so right there, it's highlighted. Slow it up. Yeah. So it says brand new AC.
Okay. All right, I will find proper notice with the posting and certified mail. Based on the evidence in the testimony, I will find the property remains in violation as cited. For the violation of 105.1 and 110.3 regarding the work without a permit or inspection, I'll allow an additional 45 days to comply, and thereafter daily fines of $100 per day until compliance is achieved. For the certificate of use and rental license violations, I'll allow an additional 30 days to comply, or daily fines of $200 per day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
I think that's the 9 o'clock agenda.
And the 11 o'clock is ready to go.
Okay. Do we start at 11 or 11:30?
11.
Okay, can I have like a 5-minute recess before we get going? We'll go off the record for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back.